Hello everyone and welcome to Fashion Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith and I'm here as always with Marcy Carmack. Today we're taking a look at Jean-Paul Gaultier. Is that right? Is that right, Marcy? I've been practicing all day. Is that right?
He's so full of it. He took French in high school. He pronounces it better than I do.
Marcy, who are we looking at today?
John, Bo- John Paul Gaultier.
Oh, excellent. And why is this designer back in the forefront this season? This is actually for spring, right?
This is a spring couture show. I don't know that he ever receded in particular, as far as couture goes, because he's very
Marcy,
creative.
I know his work is often inspired by the sea, and the sea does recede and advance, so everything recedes and returns. We're taking a look at the spring couture show. Is that correct?
Yes, and I just thought it was a really great show. He collaborated with a man named Glenn Martin, and it was an exciting show with some very, I don't know, I want to say a lot of precision, I guess, and a lot of tailoring.
And this is this very dramatic runway show with three aisles and a lot of black drapes and mysteriously hidden crowd in the darkness.
Yes, yes, and my eye keeps going to that part of the hip that's undulating as she walks. Um, yes, it was
Yeah.
a highly anticipated show because of this designer. He has a collection called Y to. I said that too quickly. It's Y something. And he's a very talented guy, and the collaboration was successful.
It was well received.
Yes. There are those hips. I wonder how that, if it's like attached. See how it moves?
Well, I think
It's
we do
like.
see how it moves, Marcy. And I think that because she's a woman.
It's not attached to her, but it's moving. Or it doesn't look like it's attached.
So I mentioned like a little less frou-frou and embellishments in this couture show. Usually, from my standpoint, I think there's the embroidery and the lace and the applique and the embellishments and the tulle and a little less of that, a little bit more streamlined by what I would
Couture
consider couture
standards.
standards.
Yeah. Yeah, but we will see more tool if we watch it long enough. Well, here's one. I mean,
Well, you're interpreting this as a
I am,
bridal piece.
because it's white and the
Yeah, I can see that.
and
And the
the
veil.
veil. But it's not at the end. It wouldn't be anything that trite.
Subtle pink. It's very pretty.
And Glenn makes a point of saying that he thinks collaborations are passe and that he calls this a C for conversation.
Yes, I love that. And also, it's kind of a play on words because we have discovered, I think we've interpreted, that a lot of things are inspired here by the sea. Literally, the coral earrings and some of the sea urchin like embellishments. Now, also, besides the collaboration being passe, I think we shared a little rumor that couture might just end up being once a year. Is that something
Well,
that's.
it's bantered about. It is bantered about. It costs a lot of money to produce, and there's just so much going on in the fashion calendar. I listened to a talk with two people at Diet Prada, and they were just, I mean, they go to the show, so they're exhausted. It's just show after show after show. And yeah, it would be exhausting. Because you go from New York to London to Milan to Paris. And here's the coral.
Yeah, I think I was seeing this as coral. If you look at it closely, these little coral-like clusters all over.
Not anything you really want to wear unless you're very skinny.
Well, as you said, everyone in this show is very obviously a woman, apologetically so. And that's part of the, has been part of the tradition.
Yes, but when I say that, I think, oh my gosh, they say, that's not politically correct. It's supposed to be, two different genders. But you know what? Gaultier did women. He's continuing to do women. So I'm.
Well, as I said before, it's a genre. I mean, it is a legitimate genre. It has been. And some people paint apples and still lives, and some people focus on women, and women, I think, is still valid as a human life form. But now we read this was the word. Is it marinara? Marinara?
Well, the French word for a mix. It's
A mix.
a little bit of that, a little bit of this, all mixed in, and this is what he came up with.
Yeah, this is a pretty piece. Almost like pastels.
Every time I
Drawing.
see that little triangle, I'm like, what is that for? It's a little lie.
I can explain it to you later. And here's the St. John knit interpretation, which I'm not allowed to say. Well, Marcy, I like to stir the pot sometimes. A little controversy.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Well, we want to have conversation, lively conversation later on this evening. So
Yeah.
I know some topics do get a rise out of our guests. I think people will enjoy the show. It's a very nicely staged show. The dramatic 3-part runway and the lighting is actually excellent. Because you never see any of the models in shadow or darkness. And the audience, of course, is close in the background. Marcy, so what do you think their experience was like at this show?
I think there was a lot of anticipation about this collaboration, and they were excited to see him, see his blends work with John Paul. So I think it was a win-win.
Terrific. Well, we're always looking for a win-win. I think we'll cut away from the show just to leave you with that short little teaser. We'll take a look at the entire show this evening at Fashion Coffee Hour. Fashion Coffee Hour is always on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. Central Time. And Marcy and I will include an email address in the description of this video, and we'd be happy to send you an invite. And we look forward to seeing you very, very soon.